Hey everybody, it's Joshua Bishop here, and I'm going to start again on this commentary series. And today I wanted to talk about selling the match, selling the product, selling the talent. Commentators, you are out there to do one simple thing. Yes, you're the ones we're going to hear talk. No, that does not mean you get to hijack the show and make it, 30 minutes of you telling bad jokes or 50 minutes of you memeing with your friend. No. People are watching this show because they want to see some good wrestling. And even though, it's like I say, it's a caricature of a work. Let's be honest here. Are we really watching this to hear you talk about memes from another place? Are we really watching this to talk about jokes that I could read from another section of the internet? No, we're not. And I'm not saying never do them. I'm saying there is a time and a place for them. You don't need to be doing that in a big main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. You don't need to be doing that in this big, long, epic, months-long feud with weeks of story and build to it. You don't need to be doing that. What you need to be doing in the big match scenarios where they fit, you need to be putting over the talents in this match. You need to be putting over the match. You need to be putting over a stipulation, the company, everything. People are watching this for a reason. If you don't care about what's being put in front of you, why should anybody else? Say, for example, I wanted to watch Brent Delvine versus Brian Amir, okay? And if I heard anybody memeing out about that match, when I feel like that should be a great match because that's two of the best people going at it once again with a gift for simulation, I would want my commentary to be on point for that match. 100% on point. Maybe you could get away with some of that in like a Hannah Brightly match, for example. And that's not to diss Hannah Brightly at all. That's not to diss Hannah the person. That's Hannah the character. That's what I'm talking about. You're not going to do it. For an obvious opening match or, a comedy match with comedy spots, you can get away with that where it fits. But if, for example, I wanted to see, maybe, I'm just naming off scenarios here, I'm not really in the game anymore, but let's say I wanted to see Barry Stevens taking on Norman Rhodes. Okay? Let's say I wanted to see that. That'd be a big match for Norm's sake, I would believe, if I've kept up with the sim community enough. And trust me, I haven't. But if I wanted to see a match like that, I would have my commentators take it 100% seriously. Maybe you could have a few jokes in there in between, but you cannot hijack that match. Not only because it takes away from 2 or 3 people's hard work and heart and soul being put into that match, but because you are detracting away from the person who's taking their time to organize this match and produce it the way they want to produce it. You are not there to make the show about you. You are there to sell the match. You are there to sell the talent. You are there to sell the product. For example, man, this young up-and-comer Norman Rhodes, he's very talented. He's got A+ athleticism, great speed in the ring, but I'm not sure he knows what he's in for against Barry Stevens. Barry Stevens is a well-traveled athlete. This is a guy who's faced and beaten some of the best around the world, so Norman Rhodes is in for a tough test here tonight. He's going to have to be on his A game if he wants to beat Barry Stevens one-on-one and take the big win here tonight. See what I did there? You just got it over. Norman Rhodes, young, little experience, not that much experience. Barry Stevens, guy everybody knows, a well-talented guy. They're going head up in the middle of the ring. Norman Rhodes is going to have to be at his best to beat one of the best. You see what I'm saying? You put over the story. You put over the aesthetic. You put over the situation. And the way you put over the product, it's simple. You just say, you're seeing this live right here, or where else can you find this but so-and-so? It's that simple. People don't understand the art. People think, some people think you're just there to tell jokes and be funny and just kind of be like, yeah, I'm awkward. I don't know what I'm saying here. Help. If you're going to be that guy, you don't need to be commentating. You need to go in there with one focus. You're there to tell the story. You're there to call the match. You're there to call the action. You are the lightning rod for the fans watching that match. If you don't connect with them and you don't guide them through that match, then everything falls apart. Bar none. Good commentary can bump up a bad match's rating. It can make a slightly bad match be passable. Likewise, it can make a great match be epic. And on the inverse, bad commentary will bring that match of the year candidate all the way down. Everybody will forget that match ever happened, all because you decided to stroke your dick off when you needed to be talking about the action happening in the ring. You needed to be talking about how much this said match meant for those two characters. You needed to put over the work and the talent and the effort being spent. But you didn't. And that's the biggest thing that will tick me off with anybody as far as doing this whole thing goes. People have to understand to sell. You are there to bring people back to the product. You are there to get them to like the video. You are there to get them to subscribe to the channels. You are there to get everybody's eyeballs on the two people in the ring. You're not there for you. Nobody gives a shit about you. You're white noise. The stars are going to be the people in the ring. Now, it's nice to hear compliments from people saying, wow, that guy has a great call. Wow, that guy has a nice voice. Wow, this guy really put over this action. I feel his emotion. That's great. But when do you ever hear during a big match, oh man, this guy was a hoot. This whole match, it was 30 minutes, it was an epic match with funny commentary. When do you hear that? You hear that for a joke match? Or you hear that for a match that's not meant to be taken seriously at all? For a meme match, to put it another way. You don't hear that for a match that is meant to be treated with some semblance of honor and respect. And to do it that way is to insult everybody else who has put their hard work into that match. So commentators, let me just stress this again. You are there to sell the product. You are there to sell the match. You are there to sell the talent. You are not there to use the product to get yourself over. People will know it. People will see it. People will hate it. And if you're the one that's doing that, then I don't know how long you've been doing it. But if you've been doing it a long time, you need to change. Because if there's been people who've been giving you jobs, either they're dumb and don't know what they're doing, or they're hoping you'll change and you just haven't. And they'll be the guys talking behind your back saying, man, I've been trying to work with him. I've been trying to get him to cut down the jokes. I really hope he's improving. While his other cool friends are like, no, dude, get this guy in on this. He will do this match better than he will. He does not need to be in this situation. It happens. It will literally happen. If you don't think it won't happen that one day, then you go ahead and you keep telling those jokes. See how many main events you call. See how many shows you get trusted with. See how many people really like that match that was great but got ruined because you had to try to be a comedian when they needed you to be a broadcaster. And that's all I got to say on that. And there'll be some more thoughts on this coming soon. But other than that, I hope you enjoy your day, and I hope this helps y'all out. This is Joshua Bishop, signing out.